Okay, we started. So once again, welcome for, the couple of you that are joining me live today. And for those of you who will be watching the replay. As always, this will be a very interactive session. So Jamie and Sabina, please, share anything you'd like with me. You can unmute yourself or just add the chat. There will also be a space at the end dedicated for Q&A and for me to hear your thoughts. But if you do have any burning thoughts or questions, please share it with me. And before we start, I'm just going to post something on the group chat. I'm just going to say hello just to make sure that it works, because I did have instances in the past where it didn't work, and that is not nice. So, just double checking that it is working. So we can kick off. So, let me check. Hi, Jamie. Thank you so much for replying to me. So I know that this is now working. So we are good to go. So today, the workshop is fully dedicated to identifying your next career step. Okay. And the aim is that you define one action. Okay. Could be a big one, could be a small one. Doesn't matter. We're going to go through it together to get you moving. So I can only imagine that, you've been feeling a little bit stuck in your career, and I'm here to support you in getting on the doing mode, on getting moving, on getting forward towards the future that you really want. Now, this is a session, it's a short session, it's only 60 minutes. So that's why I've also designed a workbook that I'm hoping that you both have and that everyone that's going to be watching the replay also has. If you don't, please let me know, particularly Jamie and Sabina. If you don't have it, please do let me know. I'll email it directly to you now. It's a very useful tool to help you, not only in the session, it's going to support you through your thoughts throughout the session, but also for you to take away and to reflect on that. Because as I said, it's going to be a short session. It's only 60 minutes, so there's only so much we can achieve, okay? So my aim really is to give you a little bit of a tool, a little bit of guidance for you to then take away and, deep dive into that yourself. And before we go into that, just very shortly, who am I? If I am new in your world, I am a career clarity coach. I am originally Portuguese, but I've been in London for over 16 years now. I have over 13 years of experience in the banking industry here in the UK, in London. Well, that was actually the reason why I moved from Portugal to London. But after that period, I started to feel, well, not that period actually, before that, over about 10 years in my banking career, I started to feel very demotivated, very disconnected with the work that I was doing. And I was feeling extremely stuck because I had no clue what else I could do with my skill set. I didn't even know what I wanted, actually. We feel so disconnected with ourselves as we grow up that I didn't even know what I wanted to do with my life, with my professional life. So it was a very hard period for me. And it took me over 2 years to even, have an idea of what I wanted to do, let alone have the guts to actually act on it. So because of that, I now coach women that are feeling stuck in their career for whatever reason. Could be deeply demotivation, could be you hit a ceiling in your career and you're wondering, well, I've hit my goal. What's next? What's out there for me now? So whatever is the reason, you're feeling stuck where you are at the moment, and I help you to take the noise out, take the weed out, and see a clear path for you for what success means for you. And not only I help you to see that, but I also provide you with the tools, practical and emotional, for you to get there. So very quickly, that is who I am. You have a little bit of intro of myself on the workbook as well. So I will go through the workbook now because we're going to use it as a tool. There will be time for you to reflect on your answers. And I'm going to share, I'm going to ask for you to share, if you feel comfortable with us as well, some of your thoughts. So as you can see, the workbook, it's there. You should all have it. Now, this is just, an overview of the content, a little bit of welcome. The only thing I want to reflect in here is that this is a judgment-free zone. And not only this is a zone like that. When you think about what you want to do with your career, about what you want for your life, you should never judge yourself, okay? That is the first thing. I actually personally struggled with that. I've seen myself, as a banker my whole life. So to live that life was losing a part of myself. So I was really judging myself for it. And I see a lot of my clients doing that. We assume our job is our identity, and therefore we get so glued to it that to even see beyond that is super, super hard. So remember, you need to be honest and you need to be non-judgmental towards whatever it is that you are feeling. And a little bit about myself, I'll cover that. And now, before we just go through these pre-workshop questions, and I'm going to take these out. I'm going to go back to the front so that we don't focus on the questions at this moment. I just want to reflect with you a little bit on why do we tend to feel stuck in our careers as, as grown women. We should, be mature enough, we should be strong enough, and we are all very determined to know, no, that is exactly what I want. So why is that this feeling of feeling stuck is so common? Because it is extremely common. So whatever you are feeling, know this, you are not alone. There's thousands, millions of women feeling the same across the world, okay? And why is that? Well, it has to do primarily with three main factors. The first one is the world around us, right? We grow up hearing about, oh, this is a stable career. Oh, look at that person. Aren't they great? They've conquered this much. And all of that influences us as we grow up. Even at school, if you are good at maths, for example, like I was, or if you're good at, I don't know, at English or whatever is the language or other language that you are studying. So whatever is kind of your strengths throughout your academic years, we tend to hear our teachers to say, oh, you're good at that, follow this, follow that. So all of that, as we grow up, we listen to that, and it starts to influence what we believe is right and what we believe is wrong. What we believe is that we should do and that we shouldn't do. Okay, that's the main thing. And the second factor comes hand in hand with that is the expectations. As we start to hear other people saying that, and some of my clients actually have very hard expectations from their family. Like, I've built this company, you're going to run the business for me when you have no passion for that business. Right? I've seen that. So when you have expectations, either they are very direct, clear expectations that were imposed on you, or just expectations that you build within your own mind through everything that you were hearing as you were growing up, those two big factors really influence your ability to get in touch what you really want to do, for you to really be honest with yourself. Don't have any fear, don't have any judgment to say, that's what I want to do. Okay. And there comes the third factor, which is, what is it that inside, after all of that, what is it that you want to do? And the third factor is that as we grow up, we lost touch. We all do. It's just completely normal. We lose touch with what is it that you really want to do? What is it that really excites you when it comes to your career? What are your true career drivers? It's very common for everyone, particularly when you become a mother, because you put your children, we all love them, right? They're the best of us. We put them in front of us. And, in terms of attention, in terms of paying attention to what is it that they want, what is it that they like, prioritizing their well-being, prioritizing things that make them happy. And then we tend to neglect ourselves in the process. And with that, we lose that touch, we lose that connection. Like, for example, at the end of each day, I'm sure you ask your children or your partner or friends or family when you catch up, even if it's not every day, and say, how have you been? How was your day? Was it a good day? Was it a bad day? Why? And so on. But do you ever do that to yourself? Do you get to the end of each day and say, was it a good day or a bad day? Why? The trick is always in the why. Why? What was it that made me feel alive today? Or on the other hand, what is it that really drained my energy? It made me feel, oh my God, I really need to do something else with my career. What is that? And through that, the positive elements and the negative elements, because the negative elements will be the process of elimination, taking out stuff that you don't want, you get the connection with you again. Right? So that's it, really. It's all of that. And then with that, of course, all of that, the expectations, losing touch with yourself, all of it comes the fear. Excuse me. I'm a bit of a cold, so I apologize for my voice in advance and if I have a little bit of a cough. But with that, that's what really happens to you, right? The fear, oh, then why I'm going to let someone down? Oh, but I have a very stable career. I'm really well. What am I going to do instead? Well, I have news for you. Before you even start thinking about, oh my God, what is it I'm going to lose? The next step's not going to be as great. Well, stop. First, figure out what the next step is, because you don't have to act in moving careers, in changing jobs, or going for a different firm, or going for a promotion. You just need to assess, first of all, evaluate what is it that you want to do so you get rid of that fear. So, in a nutshell, that's really why we tend to be stuck. And once again, You are not alone. A lot of women are in the same position, okay? So let's now start. Then I'm gonna go back to our pre-workshop questions. If you didn't have time to go through them before the workshop, do not worry. This is really one of the 3 steps of the framework that I want to share with you today. And this is step number 1. Of course, if you had time and you've reflected on those, amazing, okay, even better. But really, what I want you to reflect here, and I'm not going to go for question by question because, we're not going to really have time for that. But what I really wanted to reflect on here is why, okay? Why are you feeling the way you are feeling today? What is it that's making you feel stuck? Why are you here? Why did the workshop of getting unstuck really caught your attention? So I want you to really, deep dive into that. And of course, you have here the prompts to help it. Why are you here? What are the top 3 frustrations with your current company? And what's holding you back from making a change? So I'm just going to give you just a couple of minutes for you to reflect on that, okay? And if it's okay, Jamie and Sabine, if you are okay to share with me, I really want you to tell me, in a very few words, why are you here? What is it that's making you feel stuck? What's missing for you? And while you do that, while you reflect on that, I'm just going to go very quickly and get a glass of water if that's okay, because my throat is clearly flying up. Okay, I'll be with you in just a second. Perfect. Thank you so much for sharing, Sabina. I'm going to put my video back up because I would like to be more self-determined and find a more fulfilling job. Amazing. So you're feeling at the moment a lack of fulfillment. Great. So that's your search, right? Is to find something that's going to make you feel happier and more fulfilled. Perfect. Do you have time to reflect, Jamie? Would you like to share something with us? Yes, perfect, Sabina. Yeah. It's not uncommon and it's perfectly capable of finding out. Again, is that determination of being, the fact that you want to be more self-determined, I can tell you that once you know what is it that you want, that determination very naturally is, well, I was going to say is born in you. I'm sure it's not born, it's kind of reborn in you, right? So it's all about knowing what you want with clarity, knowing, yes, I know in my core, this is what I want to do. When you feel that way, the determination is there. You feel inspired even to, to take action towards it. So that's the difference. It's kind of, the kind of, define what is it that you should be looking for. So the next kind of 2 phases of the short framework that I'm sharing with you today, I'm sure that will help you as well. Okay, we will proceed. If you would like to share something with us, Jamie, at some point, please do as well. So it is important. I mean, coaching is all about looking to the future, what is it that you want to be, get the tools to get there. But why are these pre-workshop questions or kind of almost the first step of the framework that I've mentioned to help you go kind of move forward? Why is this important? It's really to reflect on what is it that you want to do. You need to understand what's missing. That's your first step. It's the only time that I look back ever in coaching sessions, in workshops, everything, kind of, but why? We need to understand the root cause of the issue. It's like when you are ill, if you go to the doctor, if they only give you pills for the symptoms, you only heal the symptoms, but you don't want to heal the symptoms. You want to heal the root cause so that the symptoms go away. So that is why we need to understand why. Okay. An exercise, potentially you're not going to be able to do today, Sabina, but it's important for you to deep dive into that and fulfillment, understanding. But what is it missing, right? What have like the second question, for example, what are your top 3 frustrations with your job at the moment? Be specific. Could be the work environment, could be specific tasks that you're doing, could be that you really like I don't know, numbers and you're now working with numbers. It could be that you like working in a team, that you like to work in a more project-driven type of work rather than ad hoc and BAU. So really deep dive into the elements that create that fulfillment, because that will support you in getting clear as well what is it that is going to make you happier. Then Jamie, thank you for sharing here, because I'm glad you're overqualified for my current job and thought though I'm enjoying it, just thought I'd learn something today in a possible step. Absolutely. Amazing. That's great. And that's why I said at the beginning, you don't have to be deeply demotivated to be feeling stuck. Feeling stuck can come from very different sources, but the idea is that you take whatever it's causing you to feel that way, you explore that why, deep diving into that so that you become clear of what is it that you'd like to do next. So here's kind of your first step. The second one then is about kind of, your drivers, i.e. your desires. What is it that you really want to take out of your career? Okay. I've put here two prompts that will gonna support you in doing that. One is the positive, the other one is the negative, because we can look at things from two different angles and they complement each other. And sometimes it could be easier for you to look through the positive, you know exactly what's most important to you in your career. You know exactly what you are looking for. If that's the case, focus primarily on the first element. But if you don't, that is okay. A lot of my clients don't. You look through the negative. You say, okay, but what am I missing? Okay, not only look at the negative of what's causing my frustration, but what am I missing? Really think to yourself, right? What is it that you are missing in your career? Is it decision-making power? Is it, once again, working with a team? Is it you want to be seen as an expert? Is it seniority, right? Sometimes I have clients that come to me deeply demotivated, and actually at the end of the day, they love their job. They're just not being recognized. Because seniority is not about a title, right? Seniority is about being recognized for the value, for the experience, for the knowledge that you bring to a role. So it could be that. So really ask yourself, once again, are you going to see me repeating this a number of times? I know, but judgment-free and honesty, transparency, 100%. Remember, just you talking with yourself. So there's no need to be, all judgmental or to be shy or fearful of saying something. No, just say it to yourself. What is it that you want? Okay, what's driving you? Do you want to impact people's lives in a different way? Do you want to work closely with a specific type of business? What is it? What is it that's really missing for you right here, right? So take a few moments to really reflect on that. It's most important to you. Also, I'm going to add here, while you think, one of the most important things could be money, okay? We as women particularly, and I see this so much in my clients, we're almost scared to say that money is important. Of course, money is important, right? And depending on the phase that you are in life, sometimes it's one of the top drivers. If you're raising a family, if you have like a young family, you're starting to think of family, of course, money is going to be at the top. You're going to have to get a bigger house, you're going to have to get, kids, stuff, all of it, of course. There's nothing wrong with that. It could be at the top. It could just be a consideration. It could be that actually you're perfectly happy with what you earn now. You just really want to get something a little bit more fulfilled. Again, there's no right or wrong answers in anything. It's just what makes sense for you at this specific time in your life as well, right? Because life is cyclical. It's through phases. So just reflect on that. What is the most important to you when it comes to your career, and what are you currently lacking? While you continue to reflect, I'm just going to add something else as well. And when I add things, I often give examples, and I often give what might be considered some of not taboo, but some elements that we tend to judge a little bit, and I see that a lot. It's status, right? Sometimes when we think about a career and we think, oh, I want the status that comes with it, I'm not ready to give that up. Although I hate it, I'm not ready to give that up. Or I want to be seen as doing something else. right? I don't have status at the moment in your eyes, okay? This is all from your self, from your personal self, from your own eyes, and you want to pursue that. That's absolutely fine as well. Okay. So think about that, and when you're ready, please share something with me that I can continue to provide you some extra guidance, because as I said, these are just prompts. These are prompts to help you thinking, to help you start to unveil a little bit of, we remember we're starting about why do you feel so stuck? And while now we're focusing on what are you lacking and what's really truly important to you. Thanks, Spina, for sharing. So I had written the career drivers, nicer human interactions, more challenges, feeling appreciated. That's amazing, right? So let's dissect that a little bit, okay? Nicer human interactions. So that means your work environment is potentially not the best, or your team, your kind of close team, you want it to be better some way. You want those interactions to be better, to be more meaningful. Is that what you mean? Or do you mean you want to impact on people's lives? Can you clarify just on that? Okay. So that, although this is a career driver, see how everything is so interlinked. This is one of the reasons why I'm sure you're not feeling fulfilled, because your team, your work environment is not great. Okay. Okay. You're a people's person then, which is great. It's amazing, right? So you need a good work environment to make you feel happy. Yeah, yeah, that's a must. When you are a people's person, you definitely need to be, I mean, everyone needs to be in an environment that, supports them, that they feel supported. It's particularly important when that's the case. So you need to kind of focus on your team. That's what you're lacking. That's definitely bring you to feel unfulfilled. So you need to consider the work environment. And then more challenges, feeling appreciated. The feeling appreciated, the recognition could come hand in hand with the team. When you don't have a great work environment, potentially you don't have a great manager, and therefore, because you don't have that person telling, oh, Sabina, you're doing a great job, right? And here's this, or even recognizing you with, promotion, salary increase, this and that will gonna make you feel like you're not valued. Okay, so the work environment kind of can contribute to that as a whole. And then in terms of more challenges, it could be the job itself. So you need to question yourself about kind of the challenges that you are having, just in terms of, is it the job that you could do it with your eyes closed, so that really there's not anything else in it for you? Are you missing opportunities? Are you kind of, because you're not being recognized for your value, are projects or other, side activities, secondments, this and that, being given to other people? So think about that. What I would say in terms of understanding, what is it that you would like to do kind of next, or in terms of how big or small a career change or a job change could be, think to yourself, okay, picture this. If you had a great team, let's pretend it was a very different team, but you were doing the same job, would you be happy? Question number one. Okay. If the answer is yes, great. You need to find the same job in somewhere else. If the answer is no, then start questioning, okay, what is about the job itself? Really go through your day-to-day activities that you don't enjoy. Is it because they're monotonous? Is it because you have nothing to learn? Always remember that learning is a human need. We all need to feel stretched, to feel challenged, to feel like we're learning, that we are evolving in, at least in one area of our life. And career tends to be the one that we really want to grow and to evolve. So if nothing is that on you, you need to move on. You need to go, even if you like the field where you are, you need to go further. You need to go for a promotion. You need to go for the same job in a different company where you're going to feel more challenged. So you need to find a way to learn something new. Maybe internally you have opportunities to be seconded or to be part of a slightly different project. So think about that, right? So dissect that. What to do? Change. Yeah. I mean, when you are feeling stuck, you don't like the work with your team, so your work environment is not great, and you're not feeling appreciated in the same kind of umbrella, and you're not feeling challenged, it's definitely time for a change. These are definitely triggers. So now it's about you starting to think, okay, now that I know this, now that I acknowledge this to myself, okay, don't let the fear of, oh my God, this, oh my God, that, don't go there yet. Okay, you're still in evaluation phase inside of your head. So, what is the change that you actually need? Okay, start dissecting the job. Do you enjoy? Yes or no? Which parts? Do you want to do something totally different? Do you really like part of it and you want to explore maybe some of those parts? Or you start to dissect that on a practical level to see what it leads you. And then, Jamie, thank you for sharing as well. Recognition and a bit more decision making. Okay, so the recognition could be the next level up then, the promotion. So, that's it. What's stopping you then to go for that promotion, right? But there's a stage for that. Okay, don't say that, yeah, we're going to go through that. And then a bit more decision making. Well, if the recognition is all about, or not all about, but of course, being promoted, the title that comes with it, inside the company, you are recognized externally on LinkedIn, the salary that comes with it, this is all recognition. None of us like to be called director or executive director, right? In other words, you know what I mean? It's the recognition, the status that comes associated with the word. And the recognition is internally, i.e., your team members, your employees, your managers, they know the value that you bring to the table, and externally as well, right? When you announce to the world that you've been promoted, that you are here, that you are there, your people recognize you for the professional value that you have. And with that, the higher up you go, the more decision-making power you'll have. So I'm guessing that in your case, potentially, again, remember, I'm just giving you my thoughts based purely on what's in front of me. And I know it's little, but that's maybe that. So potentially the promotion, yeah. But think about that. Think if that feels right. If it doesn't feel right, it's okay. Once again, process of elimination. This is all very valuable exercises. Just think, okay, if the promotion is not right, okay, what else then? What type of change, small, even if it's just a small change, could I do to my career? And then Sabina, you say, what if I know what I want to do something else, but I don't know what I would like to do? What if I know I want to do something else, okay, but I don't know what I would like to do? Yeah, absolutely. Then you start dissecting in terms of what you want to do. And I think this is a very good lead to our next step, your career vision. Okay. Here, an exercise that you can do is, of course, going through those prompts. Okay, these are very important. I'm going to go through that in a minute as well. But start almost visualizing your perfect day at work. Remember, not the perfect day on a holiday by the beach. Yes, that is the perfect day with a mojito in your hand. Absolutely. But I'm referring to career, right? So to job. So if you had to picture, if you had like a magic wand, okay, what's your perfect day looking like? And I know, Sabine, you're going to tell me, well, but I don't know what I want to do. How can I came up with that? Yes, I know that is true. But with everything, it's work in progress. So you start by thinking, okay, what is the type of environment that I like? Remember you mentioned the team. So what is your ideal work environment? You start with that. Then you start thinking, okay, what do I really enjoy doing? Do I like anything in my current job? Yes or no? Start with that. If not, okay, what would be my dream? What kind of roles and careers from other people really pull my attention? I almost feel inspired. I almost feel drawn to it. What type of things are involved in that? These are all clues. Of course, there are more exercises like that you can do, but you can start by that and start paying attention to the things that you like and the things that you don't like, so that you follow the things that you like and see where it leads you, and you start eliminating the things that you don't like. Process of elimination. So we are on the career vision, right? So I'm going to give you once again a few moments to focus on these two sentences. Describe your ideal work environment in 3 to 5 sentences. Again, we are focusing on the environment. So Sabina, you can start with that, at least if you don't know anything else. Do you prefer to work alone or as part of a team? For a people's person, preferably as a team. Big teams, small teams. Do you like to manage people? Particularly, Jenny, if you're thinking about, I don't know if you manage people at the moment, but even if you don't, if you're going for a promotion potentially, you like to manage people. Yes or no? Again, remember, any answer is okay. You might not like to manage people. That is okay, right? So that type of thing. Do you like, working in an office? Do you like working from home? Do you like hybrid? So describe your environment with as much detail as it possible. Okay. And then the second one is, what does your ideal job look like? Okay. What do you do? Who do you work with? Where? This was all that I was referring to. Once again, if you don't know what specific job you want to do, just think about things that you actually enjoy. Like, do you enjoy writing reports? Do you enjoy interacting with clients? Do you enjoy crunching numbers? Do you enjoy being involved in projects? Do you enjoy being the expert? Do you enjoy working almost as a consultant, just sharing the knowledge? Do you enjoy picking up something and seeing end to end? Do you enjoy just, right? You see how I'm just throwing a lot of stuff at you, but the idea is that you really question yourself, particularly if you're not clear exactly what you want to do, just throwing those things in there. And then if you actually enjoy your role, then if you're already enjoying it, think to yourself, but what else could make it even feel better, make me feel more fulfilled, making me feel recognized for the value that I have? Could it be more responsibility? Could it be a bigger team? Could it be the promotion, as we mentioned? Could it be really being seen the expert on a particular field? Could it be being the go-to person for a specific type of task? What is it that could make you feel great, that would make you feel amazing, right? So really deep dive into that a little bit, okay? Just to see what would this ideal job look like. And once again, give you a couple of minutes. And when you're ready, if you'd like to share something with me, please do on the chat. Okay, are you ready to share something in terms of an idea of what your ideal work environment, or what type of job would you like to do, or what really your block is for you not to be able to go through those questions? Yeah, thank you. I think I'd like to work in a small environment because I love client interactions. There you go. See, bit by bit, you start to analyzing the things that you enjoy. That's what I was referring to. Of course, this is only one element, but that is the idea, is that when we stop and think, really think hard, right, into yourselves in terms of what is it that you want to do, what is it that you actually enjoy. There could be a ton of stuff that you don't enjoy at the moment. If you're not having, a great time at work, team's not great, all of it. But you do know that about yourself, that you love the client interactions. Oh, okay. You are self-employed, and I realize I like to be better in the team. Okay. That is tough. Okay, but okay, no, not right now. Okay, I see. So you were self-employed and now you realize you want to be better in a team. You are part of a team, but your team is not great. Okay, but you know that about yourself. You tried it. You tried to be on your own. You don't enjoy it. You know you want to be part of a team. You are in a team, but the team is not great. Okay, but you know that about yourself. Okay, sometimes, life throws these hiccups to us on the way. There's these hoops that we need to jump through again. But this just means that you've learned something about yourself, right? When we talk about changes and so on, and everyone says, oh, you need a growth mindset. Yes, we all need a growth mindset. Why do we need it and what is it? A growth mindset is saying, okay, this is a block. This is not going to stop me. This is just a challenge. Another thing that I'm going to learn from and overcome it. And that's it. You've learned that from yourself. You prefer to be in a team. You know that, and you know that you love client interaction. So you need a role where you are frontline. Right? Well, I call it frontline in banking. It's kind of customer facing, right? So you need that. So start exploring that. Okay, so if you like that, what type of support, what type of interactions do you like? Do you like to be the technical? Do you like to be in sales? Do you like to be face to face? Are you okay doing it over the phone? Do you like to troubleshoot whatever the problems they're having? Do you like to walk them through, almost educate them through a process? Are you almost kind of part of customer support? So really think about that within your area of expertise. And then ask yourself, do you like your area of expertise? Yes or no, right? Then you can continue through that. And if you don't like it, okay. If you'd like a small change even or a big change, what are your transferable skills that can help you do whatever it is that you're currently doing, but transfer it into maybe a different field or a different industry. So you can focus on that as well. But you're starting to see the light, right? I know this is only one small step, of course, but we're only here 60 minutes as well. But is where you start. It's really by, taking the time, investing in yourself and taking the time and say, this hour is for me. I'm investing in myself and I'm focusing on what is it that I want to do and what is it that I don't want to do. So you can continue with that. What about you, Johnny? Do you have an idea about what would you like to share in terms of, ideal work environment? What does your ideal job look like? You did mention that you just more, you do. Perfect. So you know that, okay? So you know what your ideal job is looking like. It might be not too dissimilar from the one you're currently doing because you did say that you're quite content as you are at the moment. It is potentially the lack of decision making, of the lack of the recognition. So you can go through that. You can understand, okay, how do I get there? Okay. So now that we've started to digest and, reflecting on what is it that's making you feel stuck? What is it that I'd be supported at a more strategic level? That's amazing. That is amazing because, this is exactly what you want to do. So I'm currently guessing that you're at the managerial level and you want to go up to more strategic level. You want to be kind of the team leader, not the manager, the leader. The manager divides tasks. He still doesn't do the doing, but it's pretty much stuck there. Yes, for now. Okay. So you want to go up so that you become more of the leader. That's amazing. So that is your next step up, right? So now this follows once again very nicely to the last part of the framework, which is then, or better, that's the outcome, right? That's primarily why you are here, your action plan. Okay, it's divided into 2 slides or 2 pages. And I want you to really think practical, the primary obstacles preventing your career progression. Okay, so for you, Johnny, it's kind of, okay, so ideally you want to go up to the strategic level. You want the next level up. What are your key barriers for you to do that, right? That's very straightforward. For you, Sabina, is, okay, so what do you know so far, okay? And you will, again, Remember that this is work in progress. You can go on and go on and go on with your current organ team. That's great, Demi, right? That is great because you can continue to support your team at a more senior level, right? So think about that. Why are your barriers preventing literally your career progression? You going up to that strategic level. Sabina, you know that you like working a team, you love client interactions. Okay, so what's currently stopping you? What are your key barriers to go for a more fulfilling role in client interactions and with a better working team? Start thinking about that. And think about two main things once you have those barriers. Do you need to develop any skills to overcome that? For example, for the next level up, they ask for something specific to me and the type of experience? Okay. And Sabina as well, do you need any extra skills? If you think about better work, better work environment, and then, client interactions, or actually pretty happy doing roughly what you do in terms of, your day-to-day, the interactions you have, or do you like at different types of interactions? If so, do you need any skills? And for both of you, above all, do you need any mindset shifts? I.e., is there any lack of confidence rippling inside of you? What we call the imposter syndrome or the fear of failure, right? That little annoying voice, as I personally like to call it, oh, you can't do it. Oh, yeah, I would love to, but it's these buts that you need to pay attention to because these are the fears, right? So really ask yourself, what is the key barriers? And are they real? The need for stuff, or is just fear inside of your head? Don't have the experience and seniority in this contract to move up. Okay, then if you need experience, my question to you is, how can you get it? Right? The seniority, you mean in terms of years? Because seniority sometimes, is linked to experience. So really think, how can you demonstrate you have the experience they are looking for? And if you truly don't have it now, because this could be two things, right? It could be you telling yourself you don't have it in the same organization. Okay, but you don't need direct experience in the same organization, right? What you need is skills and knowledge. So as I was saying, in terms of when it comes to experience and knowledge, when we think, oh, I don't have the level of experience, it could be two things. Practical level, you might not have it. You need something extra. They're asking for something. I'll give an example. You need to manage a team and you don't manage a team at the moment. If that's the case, okay, how can you get to start to manage at least one person? How can you put yourself up and ask for that opportunity? Okay, that's the key barrier that you need to identify and overcome. Or you're new to the company. Okay, then if you're new to the company, you just need to, settle a little bit, but be clear about your aspirations. And also, if you already feel ready to move up, don't you have the experience that you need in a different company? I.e., don't you have those transferable skills that you can just showcase? Okay, spend the next months, 6 months to a year maximum, showcasing all of those skills, all of that great knowledge that you brought with you from somewhere else, and just go up in the company. Because that's the thing. Sometimes the experience that we think we need is just proving to ourselves that we actually have it, to ourselves and to others, showing to others that we can do it, even though we haven't done it there. We've done it somewhere else, like riding a bicycle, right? You learn how to ride a bike as a child, a very small bike, maybe it was pink with, bells and all of it. And then once you've learned that skill, you can ride any bike in any country in the world for all sizes, right? Because it's the skill that it matters. The same when it comes to professional and technical skills. Okay, you too. Isn't that amazing? Isn't it amazing how come I almost knew that? You know why? Because all my clients go through the same. Like, oh, but I'm new. Okay, I'm going to tell you something else as well. If you're new to the company, your job is quite recent, and you already feel like you're ready to move up, it means that you potentially were already ready to go into the next level as you join the company. Because your new job needs to stretch you, needs to challenge you, to go back to Sabina's point. You need to feel like you're learning something, you need to feel like you are growing. So what I would say is for you to, and we will go into that in the next page, But for you, I already know the key barrier that you need to overcome is your confidence, knowing that you can do it, and then work on a practical level to showcase that to everyone else. To say, I do have these skills, right? Looking for projects, opportunities, really asking your manager now, and it's end of years, right? Asking about, okay, what's your objectives? This is what I want for me for the next year. I know how to do all of these. I want to be involved here, 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 and that. And to find this opportunity to showcase them so that people can see, black and white, you're ready to move up, right? And then Sabina, obstacles. The company is too small to change. We're only 3 people. Ooh. No education, health insurance, and social security problem. New skills to change companies. Okay. I see a lot of things in here that are related to fear above all. Okay. Why do I say that? Let me explain. You say, I don't want to quit as it pays for my health insurance and social security. I get that. But I'm not, and I never do that. Well, first of all, I never provide any advice, but I wasn't suggesting, okay, just quit and go. No, what you should be doing is if you want to go somewhere else, you'll land the job first and then you quit. And don't assume that the next job are not going to pay for the same things because you haven't found it yet. There is just fear of change talking above all. Remember? It's the same one, when you think about money, oh, I'm going to earn less. You don't know that before you've identified the next job that you're going to go for. And no one leaves a job before you secure and you literally sign the contract with the new one. So what I would say is, if you are truly unhappy because the company is too small to change, if you are only 3 people and you don't get along, it's horrendous, right? It's not a great place to be, let's face it. So why don't you pick up, I always say, new skills to change company industry? Well, maybe not to change companies, because whatever it is that you do, I'm sure there are bigger companies that do the same. If you're looking to change industries, potentially you do need new skills. So the first step really is to identify what is the next role. What is the next role could look like for you that would make you happy. Remember, assessment phase, you don't have to share it, don't have to quit, nothing is in jeopardy. Just assessing. What is the type of role? What is it that you do now? What is it that you would like to do? Okay, assessing on that. And then once you start to understand that, okay, where can you move? Where can you move? Find a good job that gives you everything that you want, the same pay or more, your health insurance, your social security, everything, right, that you want for your financial stability, for your well-being, that can give you that, but in a better team or even a bigger team, right? So these are the steps that you need to follow, really. Okay, and that's again action plan number 2. Now, well, I've already kind of gave you from, again, my limited knowledge of what you are sharing with me. Always remember that, right? I can only base my guidance based on that. I don't know more than I could read on my screen. But in terms of the obstacles, the barriers that you've identified, choose one or several if you want, because you're going to keep this workbook. You can go through which can you remove easily, or which one can you remove that will have the biggest impact in your career? We've talked about it, Jamie. Confidence, showcasing your value, asking for the opportunities, demonstrating that you have the experience to go for. That's going to be, groundbreaking for you. And for you, Sabina, in terms of game-changing things, is really acknowledging that what you're feeling about, oh, but this and that, I can't quit this and that. This is fear of change talking, because no one would ever suggest you quit now before you land something else. So just assess your value, assess your skills, assess what the next role could look like for you. If something similar, if in a different company, if something totally different in a different industry, if there's a different industry, okay, is there a skill gap? How do you close it if there's one? Okay, you go through these steps, really. My pleasure. And then the second one is for you to leave today. And I know we are approaching the time, but because we were interacting, I didn't, I kind of went into the Q&A time, although I'm going to give you time to ask questions, of course. But what is something that you can commit to do in the next specific action, not an intangible goal, specific action in the next 4 to 6 weeks? For example, Jamie, end of year reviews. What is it that you want to take out of it? Okay. What is it that you want for yourself? Ask that. That needs to be part of it. That's an easy thing to do. Or in your next one-to-one with your manager, which will be ideally is every month, right? So every 4 to 6 weeks. So ask him or her, okay, I am ready to take on more responsibility. I've done all of this in my past life, in my experience. What else can I do? Right? Reflect. Not on a list of achievements of what you've done, your CV, your resume, on stuff that you've done in the previous company, on a true value, on a true skill set. Reflect on that. Look around in your company. How can you demonstrate it? Ask for those. This is an action that you can easily take, right? You need to commit to that. You need to feel accountable towards yourself with that, or an accountability partner. Get in touch with Sabina and say, we're going to be accountable to one another. That always helps. And then Sabina, in terms of you, what you can do as well is when you're thinking about all of that, is writing up the plan. Okay, what am I going to do within the next week? I'm going to stop every day, spend 30 minutes with myself. I'm going to invest in myself for 30 minutes, and I'm going to ask myself, what is it I want to do? What is it I don't want to do? All of it. And you start to clarify what is the role? What is the role that you would like to have with no fear of, oh, I can't quit it. No, don't do it. Of course, never quit. Don't do it. Just clarify that and then come up with a plan of what is it that you want. If you have any gaps, solve it. And then once you have that, then you think about your practical plan on, okay, identifying the role, applying all of it, securing, and then resigning. So yeah, so this was, the workshop for you today. As I said, there wasn't a lot of time for Q&A, but we've been interacting throughout the workshop. Let me know now in the chat if you have any extra questions on top of what we've been through. But from my side, this is what I really wanted to share with you. So thank you so much for joining me today. And I'm glad, that we only had 2 of you joining us live, but it was great because we could really interact as we went through. So I really hope that you saw the value in it. I had loads of fun. I love doing this. So I hope you did the same. Perfect. Thank you. And then just as a next step, here a sneak peek of my program. If you'd like to have more direct support from me and work with me on a one-on-one basis, or even just explore what that could look like, just book a call. You can scan the code at the end. I will also email you a link. So if you would like to book a call. If not, it was my pleasure to be here with you today. Keep in touch. Let me know how you get on. And yeah, once again, I really hope you've enjoyed it. Jessica, thank you. Thank you both. It was my pleasure. Have a great rest of your day. And you wish you all the luck. And remember, whatever you've agreed to do here today, make sure that you do it. Okay, feel accountable to yourself. Say, oh my God, I've spent an hour of my time. I've invested. This is amazing. Congratulate yourself for that. I've invested an hour of my time there listening to Joanna talking and talking, taking her, guidance. So I might as well do something with it to make it worthwhile. Okay. And last piece of guidance is this workbook. It can be a work in progress. Okay. If you've identified 1 or 2 things, go through it again, deep diving more into that. Okay. And you can take, the more you deep dive into things, the more value you take out of it. So yeah, that was it. So thank you once again for joining us live. And if you watch the replay, thank you for watching the replay. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.
Joanna, bye bye.
Yeah, bye. Tommy, thank you.